the claim. We can talk now to Dr. Paul Riley, a senior lecturer in social media and digital society at Sheffield University. Thanks for joining us. What do you think about this intervention by Twitter? Why now?
I think it's a good question. I think on the back of the coronavirus so-called infodemic, there's been a greater push for Twitter and Facebook to police content which could be harmful. So I think to be seen in that context, maybe this is part of that. But also, interestingly, will this be something they will continue to do throughout the election campaign? That's open to question.
What are the rules around it? Because obviously there's been plenty of stuff that President Trump has put out previously that could have warranted a response by Twitter, and it hasn't happened. So what can they do?
Well, one of the things that they introduced in March around the pandemic was this labelling system. And I think this is probably the first time we've seen that used in an election context, in a context of a political leader making false statements about something which isn't public health related. So the labelling system is interesting. I think also thinking about to what extent they will retrospectively fact check what he said. I mean, I think that's probably not going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see whether Trump's claims over coronavirus cures, for example, in March, will they get the same labelling? I'm not so sure they will.
Do they have the resources to actually apply this, not just to President Trump, but to everybody on Twitter?
I think that's a great question. One of the things that's difficult here is that certainly Twitter have said they're using machine learning and automated techniques. I think because they couldn't employ enough people to fact check every statement made by a politician or a member of the public. So it's very hard for them to do that, given that they publish then filter and they rely on us to report content that might be misleading or harmful. So it's very difficult for them to do that, given the amount of content out there.
And President Trump has hit back and said that this is an infringement of free speech. I mean, that obviously showing how he's going to handle this. He's not going to take this lying down.
I think, again, this speaks to Trump's base, and I think Trump will benefit from this insofar as he can say that the Twitter and the social media companies are against him. So I think that's electioneering. It perhaps benefits him to say that Twitter are trying to clamp down on what he sees as free speech, even in this case if it's not about freedom of speech at all.
Thank you very much for joining us. Dr. Paul Riley, senior lecturer in